I'm Victoria Favo, a registered dietitian from Anderson Nutrition Services. Today we're going to be working on a black bean taco with broccoli and carrot slaw. I'm going to go ahead and start washing my hands first and then we'll get started. It's really important to wash your hands for at least 20 seconds first before any meal preparation. Even if you are not cooking with meat, it's best to help keep all the germs away, okay? Make sure to get under your fingernails and a little bit on your wrist too, okay? As you can see, I have some black beans soaking already. Why do I have that? So I went ahead and I used dry beans. So dry black beans, they have to be used soaked overnight, so over 12 hours in cold water. So if you do a half a bag, so 8 ounces of black beans, you then want to use 3 to 4 cups of water instead in cold water and soak it in. So canned beans need to be rinsed thoroughly because they have extra sodium in them. You can rinse them with a strainer, or you can also just let them soak for like 10 minutes or so with water and then rinse them, and you can even do it again just to get all that extra sodium off. So I'm going to go ahead and strain these beans. When I woke up this morning, I actually changed the water, again 3 cups again. I kept doing that to get rid of the black of the beans because the water turns black when you first start rinsing them. So I'm going to go ahead and transition them onto the stove. I'm going to go ahead and get rice going in here, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on the heat for both. So for the heat, I'm going to start boiling. I'm going to grab my rice. So when you have 2.5 cups of water in here, you're gonna add 1 cup of water, okay? 2.5 cups of water and 1 cup of rice into the pot. And you go ahead and put that on high heat and you just go ahead and let that boil for about 10 minutes. The black beans over here, I'm gonna put them on low to medium heat and I'm gonna add my spices, okay? So let me go ahead and grab them. So what I did use was garlic powder, cumin, chili powder, and cayenne pepper as well. I used about a 1/4 teaspoon to an 1/8 teaspoon of each of them, and I just did a little mixture. And I'm gonna go ahead and just gingerly add those and give them a little stir. So as those are heating up, I'm gonna go ahead and make the vegetables that are gonna go into the rice, as well as do a little side of our slaw, okay? So come on over. So for the slaw itself, it's really quite simple. I just use a tablespoon of olive oil and some lemon juice. You can go ahead and add vinegar if you'd like, any other seasonings you wanna do as well. So I have baby carrots. If you have a whole carrot, that's great too. I went ahead and pre-washed all the vegetables. And you can either cut them by keeping your knuckles against the blade, and you can give them a nice chop. Or if you want to as well, you can go ahead and just shred them on. And honestly, it doesn't matter what size it is. The kids will eat them regardless. I'm gonna go ahead and just cut them up a little bit. Shredding is a lot easier on a large carrot than the baby carrots, but we're working with this great vegetable we have right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and add those. Also, you can put them in a food processor and chop them up quite small like that as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do a few more. Okay. I'm also gonna be adding some broccoli. When you're making any vegetables and you have extra stalks, even in herbs as well, go ahead and save those stalks, keep them in the fridge, and when you're ready to make like a vegetable soup within that week, go ahead and add that to the water. Then you'll have your own vegetable stock and you don't have any extra hidden sodium in there as well. It's awesome to do that. So that's what I like to do, is keep it hidden on the side. So save that for later. Now for the broccoli head, you can see that, look, it already fell apart, so that's great. So I'm gonna just go ahead and pop off a few and you keep the leaves in or not. The leaves are a little bitter, so I'm gonna take them on the side. And just go ahead and give them a little chop. Broccoli gets everywhere a little bit, but hey. So, why did I choose black bean tacos? I chose black bean tacos today because it's part of the Mediterranean diet, which entails that you eat at least 2 servings of fish a day, eating beans at least 3 or 4 times a week, fish two times a week, beans at least 3 times a week, and trying to reduce the amount of red meat you have throughout the month. Have about 3 to 4 servings of vegetable, that's great, and you always want to make sure you're adding in your fruits too, at least having 2 servings a day of that. So as you can see, I used brown rice earlier. You want to have at least 5 to 6 servings of whole grain You want to at least have 5 to 6 servings of grains a day, and you want at least 3 servings of whole grains a day. So in using the brown rice, we have a serving in. It's only about a half a cup as a serving size. So normally a serving size would be a half a cup. That might seem like a really small amount, but that's a serving size of fruits and vegetables and whole grains that you want on your plate every day. So I know portion sizing can be a bit hard, but if you start just a little bit in the beginning, it will help continue your process, and it will help monitor the portions you're having, because anything can be fantastic and great, but if you make sure you have the proper portion size, it can be better for your diet, okay? Trick 2, if you have a lime or lemon, and you notice that the juices are not coming out and not being very fruitful, go ahead and pop it in the oven. I have the oven on, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pop it in for a second or 2. And that will help get the juices ready to go, because anything that's cold, it will shrink up and won't release. So if you warm it up, then it will come out and be very perfect for what we need. In the meantime, let me grab that. So like I said, only a few seconds or 2. And let me just grab a rag, and I'm just gonna clean off my tea. You can use a paper towel, a rag, a hand towel. I try to be green some days. Some moments aren't the best. But anything that we can do to help the environment, I'm with. Alright, so go ahead and just cut that line. And of course you can use the other half for the taco later. And you can just go ahead and squeeze, or you can grab a lime juicer. Alright, let's come on over. Let me go ahead and put the onions here. Again, I use the back side of the knife, not the blade part. You don't want to ruin the blade when you scrape it on something. Okay. I like to keep, when I'm cutting tomatoes, if you can keep the top part, that's totally fine. And you know, they don't have to be perfect. Like, anything goes. Again, I want to cut on the horizontal part first. If you can try to get 2 layers in, oops, or mess up, that's okay, whatever. And then we're gonna cut down on it. Watch your fingers. Okay. This guy went a little askew, that's okay. And then go ahead and cut. Alright, put that one aside. Put that over there. Make sure you have your nice knife and sharp. If not, that can be actually where some injuries happen as well. Okay. So that's that. Keep them on the cutting board. Push that off to the side. Let's go check on our beans, and then we can put our taco together. Alright, so after you soak the beans overnight, you also want to boil them for 2 to 3 hours, depending. And also the rice is almost done. still cooking a little bit. So there we go for that. All right. Okay. All right, now we're gonna assemble our taco. So I have our brown rice that's cooked here. I'm gonna add our red onions. You can also cook them if you'd like them hot. You can cook the onions, peppers, and tomatoes. If you like it cold, then you can do that too, like we are doing now. I'm gonna add our tomatoes. Like I told you, I am klutzy. Okay, mix that together. And look at that, that's really colorful and vibrant. We have our whole grains mixed with 3 different vegetables right there. Also, we're gonna take our black beans, put them inside of our, we have flour tortillas right now. And flour tortillas have more protein than corn tortillas, but if you want to be like on a low protein diet, or you just think having the beans and the flour tortillas is too much protein, then go ahead and get corn tortillas. Those are 1 gram of protein normally, and they also have more fiber. So that's always more beneficial, better for your digestive system. And then we can go ahead and add these beans. Oh my, that's not even nearly 1/4 a cup. So we're gonna do that. Let me add some more. I think it's best to fit a 1/4 cup of black beans in a taco. If you try to do a 1/2 cup, you're really gonna have a taco salad. Which, it's fine too, you know? All right, we have our broccoli and carrot slaw. It's been sitting in the fridge. We're gonna top that off. Again, a good goal is to have like a 1/4 cup on. That looks nice. I'll just grab towels and dry my hand off for a moment. You can also, if you do want a different protein that is not meat related, you can also add plain non-fat Greek yogurt, and it can be like your sour cream. So you go ahead and just top it off, and you can put as little or as much as you'd like. And then I have Mexican shredded cheese, so I'm gonna go ahead and just sprinkle that on too. Ooh, this looks good. There you have it, guys. We have our black bean taco with broccoli and carrot slaw with whole non-fat Greek yogurt with some shredded cheese on top. We have our brown rice with tomato, pepper, and red onions. And this is a dish that you can awesome and you know is going to fill your family up, and they're going to be super ecstatic about it all day. I hope you guys enjoyed our time here with Anderson Nutrition Services. I'm Victoria Favo, and feel free to email me at any time. Thank you. Take care.